Shit crazy. I'm not gonna lie. We saw this coming. I don't understand who couldn't see that Trump was inevitably going to become president of the United States of America. And it's happened.
You know
People
what?
are going
To
crazy.
be fair, I think you saw it coming. You saw it coming better than I did. I'm not surprised, but I thought the powers that be were never gonna let him win.
Yeah, you didn't think that The Apprentice could win.
No,
You didn't
no
think
way.
he's
Trump
yeah.
grab
He's
him
like
by
a
the pussy? No.
grab by the
He
pussy.
broke
I
all
ain't,
the
I ain't
rules.
see it coming. He did. He did. So how do you feel about him so far? I mean, we don't have a big enough sample size to really, give him a proper critique. What do you feel? How do you feel like the atmosphere and the climate has changed here in America? What do you think? What do you think about
I
his
think it's
presidency?
great. I really think it's great. I think people are paying attention to the shit the government is the terrible shit the government is doing. You know, people know who's in his cabinet. They know who's in his administration. No one never knew that shit before. No one knew who the Secretary of Education was under Obama. You know, but they know that it's Betsy DeVos now. People are paying attention, and I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's the fact. I mean, he makes such a loud splash. I mean, like, it's stupid. You know what I mean? They're idiots.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? I mean, I think it's no hiding that these guys are fucking billionaire oligarchs, and people are wondering, are they here? Is this a money grab, or are they really concerned about making America great again? Like he said, what the fuck is happening? People have a lot of
It's great
questions.
because Trump is like, it is a money grab. That's exactly what it is. Yes. And I'm not lying. I'm not hiding it. That's exactly what the fuck it is. We're about to go into Iraq and we're going to steal their oil. That's what he said. This is what we got to do. Okay, great. At least we're not pretending anymore.
He sticks to his guns, man. He's never wrong. He never backs down. He doesn't fumble over his. You ask him a question. I mean, you can't back that guy into a corner, man. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Even when
For
it
whatever
came
it's
to,
worth.
I don't know if you saw the interview he had with Bill O'Reilly when he called our own country out and he said we're not that innocent. Did you see that?
No, what happened with that?
Yeah, Bill O'Reilly was like, do you have respect for Putin? Do you like Putin or whatever? He's like, yeah, whatever. I like him. I respect him. Even though he's a killer, he's like, hey, Bill, our country's not so innocent. We got some killers too. And I'm like, whoa, look at that.
Fuck.
A fucking president admitting that shit on national TV. That's unheard of.
So the thing about Trump is, man, he repeatedly made comments that people feel or has racial undertones. He's got his Twitter messages, his assertions about blacks and Latino citizens committing the most violent crimes, that shit, So I think that is a bit scary. I don't know if he has said anything to quell a lot of that shit, like what people actually think about him. I actually don't. I don't even know if he cares. I don't know if he cares to kind of smooth that over. It doesn't seem
No,
like he
I mean,
does.
why should he? He already won. Why should he care? One of the first things he said when he was running for president was Mexicans are rapists and criminals. Most of them are, at least. What the fuck? Why would he start caring now? You know what I mean? No. And as far as I'm concerned, all the past presidents were fucking racists. Maybe with the exception of Obama, but it's not like he did much for the black community. So he probably wasn't talking shit about black people, but he definitely wasn't doing shit for them.
Barack Obama was definitely a go along to get along kind of Negro.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't want to rock the boat in any kind of way.
No.
Always try to play this, always try to straddle the fence. I mean, he was a politician.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But like, Trump, I don't know. Him being so impulsive it gives you cause to pause. It makes you worry a little bit, doesn't it? The fact that he's so impulsive.
No, I'm not worried about it.
He's a self-promoter.
Yeah, I mean, he is. I feel like you're kind of getting what you see with Trump. Isn't that less scary than the wolf in sheep's clothing we had with all the other presidents?
I don't know. I just don't buy into that. The fact, well, at least he's not like the other, like any of the other politicians. Fuck. Look, man, that's still scary. Even though he's not like the quote unquote stereotypical politician, the alternative doesn't make it any better, man. He's still a scary guy.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
to me, he was just as scary than the one who was all like, hey, we're just looking out we want peace in the Middle East. That's why we're going to quietly bomb all these fucking countries. As opposed to someone who says, yeah, they're terrorists. We gotta bomb them all. I don't know. It's all the same to me. He doesn't scare me any more than the presidents before him. He just doesn't. I'm not afraid of Trump, especially as like a black person living in America who lived in like a lower income community where the police were always occupying my neighborhoods and shit, where you could get shot on sight and there would be no justice or retribution. Like, well, what am I going to be afraid of?
that's a good point, man. You survived Ronald Reagan in the crack era in New York City, so I mean, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay.
I think you'll live. You're right. Touche.
I think middle-class white people are scared. Yeah, middle class.
Also,
I don't know. Maybe their shit's about to get disrupted in a way they're not used to. And they're like, come on, guys, we all need to band together now and fight this guy.
it definitely seems like the more liberal people are fucking losing their shit. You check the comment section of anything that has anything to do with Donald Trump, and they are going crazy. They're losing their fucking minds. Well, I think what people are afraid of is the fact that it seems as though, and I'm not sure if this is true, or maybe this could be media manipulation. It seems as though racism or open bigotry toward minority groups is a bit more acceptable than it was during the Obama administration. Now, people might call all things a lot more PC, blah blah blah, but it definitely seems as though a certain kind of behavior, that nationalist type of behavior, racism, it seems a bit more acceptable now that you have a guy like Trump at the helm. I think that is what. But
the laws are still on the books. Like, the laws haven't suddenly changed because Trump is now president. So if you do start fucking, if you get caught spraying swastikas on schools or whatever, or like bashing people in based off their ethnicity or their sexual identity, you're going to jail. Like, that's not suddenly legal. So, I mean, just because these people feel... Remember how when Barack Obama became president and white people were afraid that, like, we were going to switch the roles and make them our slaves? Dude, that's all. True. That was all nonsense. Yeah, just because some people feel this way, this random fucking way, doesn't mean that things have actually suddenly changed. The laws haven't changed. You're not allowed to do a lot of shit that you weren't allowed to do before, so...
So okay, I guess basically what I'm talking about is like there's a social climate. And I guess your interactions with different people. Maybe people will be a little bit more open and not hide their feelings as much. Which may not necessarily be a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't. Yeah, I guess I'm different in that regard. Like, yeah, let your fucking racist flag fly. I'd like to know who is actually racist and who likes to pretend that they are or aren't. Let's get that shit out in the open. It is better. Yeah, that's really how I feel. Yeah. Let's stop pretending.
Stab me in the front, not the back. How do you feel about his ban on well, I guess his this deportation in the wall? How do you feel about that?
I think it's interesting that there are people who are more upset about these people being banned than they were about being bombed. We're currently bombing those countries that these people are trying to find refuge from. And no one gave a fuck because it's cool when Obama does it. Like, no one batted an eye when Obama was like, yep, let's start bombing the fuck out of these people. And as soon as Trump comes around and says, all right, these same people that we've been murdering mercilessly, we can't let them into the country. That's when people start stepping up. I think it's great that Trump is president because it's opening people's eyes to the terrible shit that our government has always been doing. And the selective outrage that our country has.
Let's just be honest. The media is controlled by liberals. So he's going to have a difficult time. He's going to have a very difficult time.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to have a very difficult time,
Absolutely.
Because they kind of they kind of handle Obama with kid gloves. People weren't that too overly critical of Obama. And I'll be honest, I think it was for fear of being called racist. So people may not necessarily have, judged Obama. Well, obviously, the Republicans were tough on him, but I'm talking about in general, overall.
Yeah, because the criticism that he did receive was like bullshit. It was about Sharia law. It was the death panels from Obamacare. It was never anything real. They were afraid that they was going to turn the country into a Muslim country. Like, this is the reason why a lot of people didn't like Obama. Fake shit. So he never got any of the real deserved criticism that he deserved.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting, Mark. It's going to be interesting to see the way this plays out. I totally agree with you. I can't see how it would affect our lives any more than it did, than the previous presidents. Aside from the fact that some people believe that Donald Trump's temperament could get us in trouble with a lot of other countries. Because I've watched the news in other countries. It doesn't seem like he is liked by all the leaders of
I
other
get
nations. So it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. How our foreign relations are going to be affected. But we'll see, man.
You know what I think? I think people are afraid that they might have to taste some of some of their own medicine okay, let me find another way to rephrase that. So we've been doing a lot of fucked up shit to other people in other countries, but it's always been over there. Those people over there. Mm-hmm. I think what people are really afraid of now is that shit might hit American soil. They might have to start dealing with some war type situations, with some bombs flying overhead, which I get. That's a valid fucking fear. But, I think that's what people are really afraid of, that we might have to start tasting our own medicine. That we might be fucking with people who actually fight back, because right now we bomb a bunch of poor nations who can't come up against us. Yemen can't do shit to us. They just can't. Syria, Lebanon, they can't come against the United States. If you fuck with countries like Russia and China, however, countries that'll fight back, then that's when you have cause for concern. And that's what they're really afraid of, that we might be picking on someone our own size.
I'd say one of Trump's picks that concerns me a bit, the Jeff Sessions guy, who may or may not have been a member of the Ku Klux Klan, the guy who was deemed too racist to be a judge. Somehow now he found his way in Trump's cabinet. That concerns me.
Yeah, I mean, it's all terrible.
It concerns me a bit.
It's all of his entire cabinet is terrible, but at least there's no lying about it. We're aware now.
I can tell you're definitely going to see a huge turnout in this gubernatorial elections in 2 years.
Yeah, in the midterms.
I'm telling you, man. I think people are really going to come out in droves. Yeah, people are going to freaking overreact to Trump. I don't know. It's too early to say he's going to be a one-term president, but it seems like there's a lot of rumblings, man, where people can come out and vote in droves because of Trump. I could see it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's going to be interesting to see what he's able to get done and what he's going to be able to do and how people are going to react to it. Well, that's usually what happens when the incumbent president, when you got a new president coming in. Think about it. When Obama came in, he bailed the banks out. He got a lot of shit done in his first month or two, three, first 6 months.
You have the progressive shit done. Like, one of the first things that you said was he bailed the banks out. That's not what the American people were looking for. That's not what he ran on.
True, but he did save us from economic collapse.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, honestly, I won't speak too much on that issue because, quite frankly, I'm no fucking economic genius. But
these are the stories.
I'm just saying, one of the things he ran on was healthcare for everyone, and that's not what we have right now. We've got Romney care. No, I don't, Obama, because he's a bullshitter. I could see right through him. I could see past the smoke and mirrors. Mind you, I voted for him twice. That's why I'm mad. You know what I mean? And let's keep this in mind, it's not like I've been voting, for all these presidents. He was the first person I ever voted for. And that's when I really started voting. So I only just dipped my toe into the political spectrum with Barack Obama or whatever. And yeah, he was a complete letdown. I'm not going to pretend like he wasn't, because he's cool as fuck and really charming and his family's beautiful and fabulous. I can't ignore this shit.
Yeah, he definitely did. He had some pros and cons, like any other president. But I think that when you think of a representative of a nation, he's better than what we have now, as far as being diplomatic.
Yeah, but I mean that's true for everyone. Don't you think anyone would have been better than Trump as far as diplomatic relations are concerned? That guy's an idiot.
True.
I don't remember.
I agree. Yeah, making fun of mentally challenged people. Not smart, man. I mean, boy, he's on Twitter a lot, saying a lot of off the wall things.
Gives no fucks.
He's definitely he's a character. I mean, no, he gives no fucks, man. Think about it, man. He's a reality TV star.
Yeah,
this is what he does. And that's the way he's gonna treat this presidency. I hope he doesn't. I mean, think about it. I gotta live here in America, so you hope You don't want to hope you don't want
No,
the guy
of
to
course
fail,
not.
but doesn't look.
I don't know. I just feel
I
like,
don't know.
yeah,
We'll be
we'll
fine.
be fine, and we'll be smarter, and we'll be better. And in 4 years, hopefully, we've got another Bernie type character coming up who's really with the shits and actually makes a difference. Because I'm not doing a Cory Booker. I'm not doing another Hillary type. I'm not doing that. As long as the Democrats keep pulling people like that up, I'm just not going to vote, or I'll keep voting green.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. It's still too early to tell, man, because Barack Obama came out of nowhere, so you might have somebody that comes out of nowhere, that emerges,
Yeah.
It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I hope they do.
We'll definitely see what happens.